Hello everybody, I am Attila Tanner. Welcome to a brand new video of Next Stock. It's been 2 weeks since the last video, so we're due for a new one. This will be the last one for the year, and next year when we start on 2023, we're going to go over the year that was and also look at the last quarter. But for today, we're going to go over the highlights of the companies that has reported. Then we're going to go over the regular reporting where we are looking at the dividend stocks, growth stocks, value stocks of course, and Pricey stocks. For US and for the Canadian markets. So let's start with the highlights. Accenture reported a 17% year-over-year sales growth. Our new lowered target rate for them is $344, so there is an upside for Accenture. Adobe reported a 10% year-over-year sales growth. We have an improved target rate of $387 for them, so there is an upside for Adobe. C3.ai reported a 7% year-over-year sales growth. Our new target rate is lowered down to $17. Broadcom reported a 21% year-over-year sales growth. Our new target rate is lowered to $606. Other companies reported, Costco reported an 8% year-over-year sales growth. Our new target rate is lowered down to $533. So there's an upside for Costco. Docusign reported an 18% year-over-year sales growth. Our new target rate is lowered to $66. Li Auto reported a 14% year-over-year sales growth. Our target rate has been lowered to $33 for them, but there is still an upside for Li Auto. Oracle reported an 18% year-over-year sales growth, so our new target rate is also lowered to $88, but there is a slight upside for Oracle. Alright, it concludes the highlights, and we're going to go over the regular reporting. We're going to start with US market, and we start with the value stocks. ExxonMobil is number 1, Taiwan Semiconductor is number 2, and JP Morgan is number 3. So here we're looking at high market cap companies with low price to earnings. So this is going to give us the higher the market cap, they will be higher in the list. And of course, the criteria to be in the list in the first place is to have a low price to earnings. So those companies becomes then my top 3 value stocks basically to have. Dividend stocks is basically based upon who gives the best dividends at the moment, looking at last 4 quarters. AT&T is at 6.4%, Verizon is number 2, and Conoco Phillips is number 3. When we look at the growth companies, here we have Xpeng number 1. We have NIO moving up to spot number 2, and Docusign moving down to spot number 3. Docusign, who just had reported, also, as I mentioned, the 18% year-over-year sales growth, they also had the stock price decline of 83% during the same time period. The way we conduct this list is basically looking at the sales growth year-over-year, comparing it with how the stock price has performed during the same time period. And we also extrapolate to current date just to get the exact stock price. When we put all the companies into a huge list, these are the ones on the top. At the bottom of the list, we have the ones I consider pricey. So Blackstone is there, Snowflake is there, and Vroom is there as well. And companies with high price to sale ratios such as Snowflake gets penalized and end up more at the lower part of the list. All right, this concludes the US market. Let's dive into the Canadian market, and we're going to start with the value stocks there. Royalbank is number 1, TD Bank is number 2, and Bank of Montreal is number 3. Dividend stocks in the Canadian market, Tourmaline Oil is number 1, Keyera is number 2, and Enbridge is number 3. Growth stocks in the Canadian market, Air Canada is number 1, Algonquin Power and Utilities is number 2, and we have a newcomer in Nuvei in spot number 3. They had a sales growth of 16% year-over-year, while the stock price during the same time period had declined 74%. Kinross Gold is out from top 3. Pricey ones in the Canadian market, Onyx is number 1, Turquoise Hill Resources is number 2, and Franco Nevada is number 3. Onyx and Franco Nevada has high price to sale ratio, and that's the reason they are part of the price list. All right, this concludes the last report of the year. Thank you so much for watching today or for during this year. and hope to see you next year with the summary of the year that was. Also, we're gonna make some the picks, the first picks, and then we're gonna compare them and later on during the year how they performed. Always gather a lot of information before jumping ahead purchasing stocks. You can also follow us on Nextstock YT just to get the latest updates whenever I have a quarterly result out to present. All right, once again, I wish you all a happy new year and see you next year. Bye-bye.